right. Hi, everybody!
Wow, look at this room, it's packed. All of these people, this is great. Wow, I love you, we love you back. We love you. Wow, this is great. Thank you for coming back. Thank you. Yeah. Well, there you are. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, do we have questions I can get to? I can get to this one and then that one.
All right, this is a question for all you guys. How were you approached for the roles that you play on the show, and were you fans beforehand, like the comic?
I was called by a pair of casting directors that I know, Lisa May and Craig Cannon down in North Carolina, and they said that there was this role, and I said, well, yeah, let's do it. And she said, well, there was a little issue. One of the producers had a real hard-on for me. And I sensed in her voice that a hard-on wasn't a good kind of hard-on. Anyway, I found out what the issue was, and I said, well, what do I do? And she said to me, I don't know what you're going to do, Rooker, but you better do something, because I got to tell you, this is written for you, this role is yours, you got to do something. I don't care what you do, getting laid, buying cigars, I mean, do whatever you want to do, but do something. And I said, okay, I'll write him a letter, and yeah, write him a letter, he won't accept it. So I did, he believed my letter, and
he believed it.
I ended up getting on the show. That's my story, I'm sticking to that.
Well, mine's a lot simpler than that. What happened was my agent, she emailed me and asked if I wanted to do this role. And we saw the sides, and we were looking at it, and I was like, a zombie show? Yeah, right, we're never gonna get this. So, so yeah, we auditioned, and we got called back like 2 or 3 times, and it actually took them like 2 months for me to, like for the last callback, it took them like 2 months for them to call me back.
Unfortunately and shamefully, no, I was not a fan of the comic book series. Didn't know of Robert Kirkman, hadn't heard of him, but now I'm glad I know him. He's a great person, great sense of humor, and but the show itself, my agent called me and asked me if I was interested in auditioning for it. He said, it's a zombie series? I said, a what? And he said, Frank Darabont and Gail Earnhardt are producing. I said, okay, where's the script? And I auditioned the first time. It was a certain way I did it because of the name, T-Dog, and what it suggested. I thought he was more hip-hop, had a little more swagger. So I did it like that. I auditioned that way. And the next day, my agent contacted me and said, Frank liked the audition, but he would like for you to do it differently. So did it a certain way, and he liked it. And the next day after that, I was cast as T-Dog.
There you have it.
That's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Hi, first off, I want to say that I love the show, but it's giving me nightmares every Sunday night. So my question is, what about you guys? Do you guys ever get scared when you get home from the set? Do you ever get like nightmares, wet beds, visions of zombies in your head? I'm sure between the 3 of you, you must have some funny stories.
Wet beds, yes. No. But no, as a child, my mother took me to lots of horror movies, and Nightmare on Elm Streets and Friday the 13th, all of that stuff. But I was only 5 then, though, so it wasn't good for me at the time. and they traumatized me a lot. And so I've been able to get over that traumatization, and I've learned to cope with doing The Walking Dead, so none of that stuff. Yeah, good question.
No, we don't get scared. You get scared?
Maybe.
No, we don't.
No, I played you in Black Ops.
Right on.
I played you.
Yeah, right on.
But it's so cool for me because it's like I'm making a really awesome zombies in real life YouTube video. But I mean, it's so much fun for me, and you know the cast and crew are amazing, except for
I never worked with him. He has every gadget known to man and woman. I'm telling you, everything.
But you met me, dude. He met me. He blazes me in the Call of the Dead. Right?
Yeah.
I have the best lines, yeah.
You do, yeah.
It's sort of like a hillbilly white trash Mad Max.
Yeah.
Merle!
I don't know if everybody knows what we're talking about. We're talking about Call of Duty Black Ops. I did a map pack called Call of the Dead, and I ended up getting that game primarily because of The Walking Dead. You know, they all the people over at Activision and Treyarch are big fans of The Walking Dead series.
This question is for Michael Rooker. When I mentioned to my girlfriend that I was coming here, and I said your name, she said, "Oh, the evil fucker from Cliffhanger." I just want to know what your experience was like on that movie, being with Sylvester Stallone.
I wasn't very evil. Actually, I was the put-upon guy in that movie. The evil guys kept beating me up. She's all messed. She's seen so many of these things with me being evil that almost everything I do is evil. I had a good time, you know, I was in the best shape of my life, working 10,000 feet up. I came back home to Chicago and I couldn't get tired, you know, because you're working so high up in the mountains. It was great, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, where did you guys film that?
In the northern England.
Hi. How do you guys feel that the show has changed or is changing since Frank brought up the show?
Since what? I'm sorry.
How do you feel that the show has changed or is changing since Frank Dornclot of the show?
I wouldn't say that the show has changed that dramatically because the first season was about the action, you know, pulling in the fans, giving you the blood, the guts, the gore, all that stuff, lots of action. And then the second season was about building the characters, laying out the character foundation. I think that was the intention. Frank Darabont actually wrote the first 4, maybe 5 or 6 scripts from season 2. So that was his intention, I think, along with the rest of the staff there. So it was part of the plan. So yeah, we're staying the course, I think.
I think the show, it picked up a little bit more. Glenn Mazzara's episodes of him being the showrunner, I think the episodes picked up the pace. His whole thing was drawn out and slow, which I really liked in the first episode, the pilot episode. And but now it's just picking up the pace.
Yes. He has a phone call.
He's a busy guy now.
No, it's bigger.
What's she saying, man?
She just said, hey.
You never treat her back? What? What are you saying to me?
What should he say? Stop
you know, we get together on Sunday nights and watch the show as well. And I find that basically it was only in the first. Again, I did.
Bring back Merle.
I did one episode, one monologue, and one scene so far in the whole series. And with that small amount of writing and acting as an actor, it was written and set up so well that we have what now 3, 4, 5, 6 websites and fan groups that are completely enthralled and wanting more Merle. And so that's very, very awesome, and it's very cool, and I'm very lucky camera. I like what I do.
How humble is he though? He said it was written very well. What about the performance? Come again?
You wouldn't be on the website if you suck.
What's up, Christian? Carl.
Actually, you made this guy right here, his girlfriend, cry.
Well, first of all, it wasn't me. No, not Chandler. It was Carl, not me. First of all, and why was Dale walking through the forest? Like, why was he walking through the field, right? But, you know, we all like Jeffrey. He was such a great guy.
Sacrilege.
But yeah, it was really exciting. No, it's fine.
What's your gamer tag?
But I will tell you, you know Jimmy, the guy that, like when I got shot and Rick was ringing me up, the dude that came out the baseball bat, alright, don't friend him because he'll get really mad at me. His gamer tag is Buttaholic. And but yeah, it's his friend. He says his friend made it, and it's misspelled. It was supposed to be Buttaholic, but his friend misspelled it, so it's Buttaholic, and everybody looks at it wrong and thinks it's Buttalick. But yeah.
What? Go ahead, next.
All right, this is a question for all three of you. There are those people that do believe that a zombie apocalypse could happen.
Yeah.
Do you believe it could happen? And would you be ready for it if it...
Let me just put it this way, bro. Some of us pray for this kind of shit to happen.
No, but I do have a weapon of choice. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard. A flamethrower with a bayonet.
Wow.
That's not fair. You can't jump questions like that little dude. He didn't ask for your weapon of choice.
No, not exactly, well, an apocalypse of sorts, but not a zombie apocalypse, but an apocalypse, given the current state of our, society, where we are, and down slump that we're in as far as the economy is concerned. People are getting a bit desperate and doing things that they otherwise would not do. So, that something like that, if things get worse and worse, it could bring about an apocalyptic type of an occurrence or event. So, yeah, I'm concerned about that. Yeah. Ooh.
said earlier, some of us like when shit happens.
How you guys doing?
All right.
My question is for Michael. I was just curious what it was like to work with Stallone, and did you get injured? Because it seems like everyone that is in a movie with him seems to get hurt along with him.
I didn't get hurt. Stallone got hurt a few times.
Who hurt him?
But he was my buddy. He fought the bad guys. I fought the bad guys as well. I wasn't hurt at any one particular time, but that scene where the Cockney guy is kicking me like a soccer ball off the mountaintop, the next day, he couldn't walk for 3 days because he kicked me with the same leg for 16 hours. That scene took 16 hours, and my body was bruised from my head, literally I had bruises all over my body. And so, but I could still walk. And he couldn't. So I figured I won the fight.
Hi, Michael. Did you really take a stink bomb from Jason Lee and Mallrats?
What was that question? You know what? I get so many wonderful people bringing me chocolate covered And I love dark chocolate covered pretzels, by the way.
I think that's a hit.
Stand by. I'm in transit. Right over here.
Hi guys, I really love the show.
Thank you.
I just wanted to know, how's the rapport on the set with the whole cast?
Oh, wow. Everybody's great. The energy is we have such great energy there, and I think that it shows on screen. Everybody has a positive energy. It's all brought to the set every day, and that's the reason why this has been one of the best experiences of my career, because of the attitude, of everybody else, the entire cast, and the crew also. So it's a collaborative effort that makes this thing what it is. Right?
I agree, man. I'm going to have to second that. The experience that I've had, the few times that I've been on thus far, has been really, really positive from the head producers on down. You're up there with 110, 115 degrees on the rooftop. Sun's coming beating down on you, and the heat's coming up on the floor of the roof, and you're practically passing out. And you have one of the top producers coming up and bringing you water. I mean, and that sets the mood. And all the other actors everybody really enjoyed my jabs when I was on the rooftop. I mean, I think
I did.
A few of those jabs came pretty close, huh?
Very close.
Dude, I think I popped him in the nose at least 3 or 4 times.
No, complete trust there. I know, Rooker's, he's a veteran, and I look up to him for what he's contributed to the industry. So there was not one worry for me every time. I was like, hey.
But doing those kinds of scenes, though, it's a lot harder for the person taking it. And they're the ones that they have to really do a lot of work in selling it. All I had to do was just pretend like I was beating the guy up, and he had to do all the grunts and groans and painful looks and all that kind of stuff. Except that one time, remember that one?
Yeah, your check's in the mail too. Thank you. I didn't know he would say it, but he said it.
And we all get along very well. I mean, when I'm on set, what I see from you guys is awesome.
Great.
Except for the kids on set.
Yeah,
a few kids that they cause problems. Are we there yet? Are we done yet? I I'm hungry.
Yeah. You know that room there with the katanas over there? Yeah. Yeah, I bought one of them. Yeah, but I mean, everybody's awesome on set, you know, and nobody on the set is like me, and also craft services, gravity, my best friend. It's like every food you could imagine on a cart, and it follows you wherever you go. So, I mean, I'm sitting over there eating donuts, maybe. But I mean, again, everybody's amazing. But yeah.
Yeah, next.
Somebody over there had a question though. We have somebody over there. Oh, that was that gentleman there. Oh, okay.
We got that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Moderator. My bad. I didn't see you there. You got lost in the sea of people.
Michael, I was just wondering, when you were preparing to play the part of Henry, what did you do to get into that character's headspace? Did you research real serial killers, or just wing it? What did you do to play that character so well and so convincingly?
There was no need to do research.
That's awesome.
He's waiting on the apocalypse.
Dude, I love that question because I get that question a lot, and I just worked out my bad answer. And so I gotta tell you, there was not a lot of stuff I could do for research. All the stuff that was written by doctors, you know, and the like. And it really didn't have any first person. I couldn't find anything at all. The one thing that really did help was to see a video of Henry Lee Lucas being interviewed by Texas Rangers, and also Barbara Walters interviewed the guy. And so I watched some of those interviews. I watched very closely his body language, his tone of voice. His voice was very soft-spoken. It reminded me a lot of my father. My father's voice was a very soft-spoken guy. He didn't yell a lot or scream. He didn't scream at the kids or nothing like that. But when he came into the room and said, hey, everybody stop. So that was the kind of energy that was needed for Henry. Not a very loud, boisterous kind of guy, extremely introverted. So that's kind of what I keyed into, and it seems to work. Thank you for the question. I love fucking with people.
Hey Henry, can you do me a favor when you come back? Can you feed Glenn to the zombies for me? Because I really can't stand Glenn. Come on.
You don't like Glenn?
Yeah, forget about the dad. That's perfect.
Oh, come
Is that a zombie behind him? Eat him. Eat him.
You know what? Glenn, he's in love. Let him be in love.
Brandon, guys, get back here. Quick question. Chandler, do you know what stink palm is? And if not, Michael, can you tell him what it is?
You have any idea what that means?
What means?
Stink palm. Have you ever watched Mallrats? Well, do your research. Because I'm not telling you.
Gentlemen, I'm just wondering if you ever attributed the success of the show to the American public searching for the end of the world with the Mayan calendar ending and all that happy horse crap, or just do we want to see more people ripped apart on national television as opposed to airing their differences on Jerry Springer?
I like seeing people get ripped apart. But But
yeah, that's a hard question, man. We're only actors, you know. Take it easy on us. You can't make these questions too philosophical. It's a little too hard, man. We don't give a shit about society. If people want to rip each other apart, let them rip each other apart. Yeah, right, shit. Dude, you know what? It is a very interesting question. Why, you know, it poses the question, why is The Walking Dead it's gone crazy. It's blown up. And people are really digging it a lot. Out in middle America, everywhere, all over the world. And I think it's really cool that people are digging our show. But, you know, what does that say? I mean, people, have we been callous? We've definitely been callous over enough that we can take guts being ripped out and zombies chowing down on intestines and livers and hearts. I think it's kind of cool myself because I like horror. But yeah, but that, what about your mom? Does your mom like it?
No.
She doesn't. Yeah.
But yeah, I played, like I said before, I play a lot of zombie killing games. So I see a lot of organs from the body a lot.
Oh, shut up, Tim. Oh, I hear you thinking over there.
You know what? The truth is, I missed that whole question.
Good.
If you could give it to me more succinctly, I'll answer it for you. I'd be happy to, but I missed it.
I answered it just fine. Okay.
Good, I'll take it.
Okay, my question is from Michael Rooker. I'm not sure when I'm going to ask it.
Where you at?
Right there, he's okay,
right here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not sure if he was in the movie Days of Thunder. How was it working with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman?
You know what? If it wasn't for me, Tom Cruise would have never married Nicole Kidman. One day I remember him eyeballing her, and I said to him first of all, we competed every single day. We ran to the set. I mean, we competed in everything. And I said to him, wow, look at her. I tell you what, man, I've been married about 15 years now. But I gotta tell you, if you don't go for that, I am. But the next day they were holding hands.
So my question's for Merle. When are you coming back?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Who wants to know?
Yeah.
You don't really want to know. I ain't telling you. But you know, Gordon did say that I'm coming back. So I am coming back. Really? How? I'm not ever going to say. Yeah. That good? Good enough quote? Good enough answer? That's all you get?
Chandler, is Carl just going to keep getting creepier, or has Dale's dad changed it?
Say it one more time, sir.
Is Carl just going to keep getting creepier, or has Dale's dad changed it?
Well, I think I think Carl has really, like, taken Dale's death seriously, and that the next time he sees a walker, he needs to put it down and not tease it. And this doesn't change anything. But I mean, this really teaches him a lesson to not, you know, like not study a walker, just put it down instead, you know. But
I enjoyed that rock.
the funny thing was, one time when I was throwing rocks at him, it hit him in the head. I'm sure a lot of you guys heard this. And when it hit him in the head, it sounded like this. It was So, like, my dad, he was sitting, like, a yard or 100 yards away or something, and he could hear it was really loud.
Yeah, they're exercising.
Well, dude, I mean, he said,
somebody teach this kid how to throw balls.
I mean, I played baseball, so, but, he said, oh, fudge, except he didn't say fudge.
Sounds like a Christmas story.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, man, you really working on that.
But they were like styrofoam rocks, like, too, and, like, they were covered in dirt. But,
You picked up the real one.
Well, I hope they have like a blooper reel. That'd be cool. Like at the, what was it, the rap party? They showed like a. You were at the rap party, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they show like a blooper sort of thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah.
Did they show that at the rap party?
I think they
Rock on the
did.
head?
Yeah.
There's nothing.
I hope so. I hope
No,
it-
nothing like the real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, a rock in the head sounds just like that.
Gentlemen, with season 2 wrapping up, is there a chance we're going to see you guys leave Herschel's Farm and have to find a new sanctuary, maybe at the prison or anything like that? And Mr. Rooker, if the governor does show up on set, will you be there to show him that you are the baddest man on set?
What was that last one?
When the governor shows up, will you be there to show him that you are the baddest man on the set?
Well, why don't you all answer that first part, and then I'll answer the second one.
It was pretty quick and simple. Yeah, definitely be ready for more locales. Yeah, you're gonna see more than Herschel's Farm. So,
And to answer the second part, you'll have to watch and see.
You guys obviously have a great chemistry. It was before the filming started for the first season. Did you get time to spend together, or did it kind of get to know each other as you were filming?
No.
Now, this kind of stuff, no, dude, this is like on-the-job training. You know, in everything, in relationships, learning how to drive NASCARs, learning how to shoot guns, learning how to fight, learning how to beat up 4 or 5 people at once. It's all on-the-job training. And sometimes we mess up, you know, but we usually we get a day off or something like that, and sometimes we hook up, we have coffee, or, you know, just chill out together and hang out.
yeah, it was. I mean, it was instant
Except for
chemistry.
the kids, we don't even hang out.
I hate coffee.
He's more of a Jack and Coke guy.
Rooker, instantly, didn't we shoot that fight scene the first day? Did we? Yeah, the first day we were there, and we were fighting. But there was instant chemistry, so yeah, it was undeniable chemistry between us.
Right away, we were into that fight, like, you wouldn't believe, and it was 115 degrees out there, and I was asking him, you don't mind if I kick you, right? He said, no, you remember when we were kick?
Yeah.
Because it was like really hard to get from punching the cop and then getting over to T-Dog to punch him again, because they wanted me, they sort of worked it out, and they wanted me to punch him again, but it was like, it was too hard, it was just, dynamics wasn't working. So I decided, well, how about if I do a little skip jump over and pop it with a front snap kick. That would be good.
Ball chain kick, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a ball chest kick.
Ball chain kick.
Oh, yeah. I forgot what it was. It worked. You did good, you sold it awesome. And no, but it's all literally on the job training.
Okay, gentlemen, it's over here if you don't mind. The reverb god will hate us where he is.
Do you guys like dread getting the script every week, wondering if you're gonna get killed off or not?
Yes! I have to admit that when doing the episode, when I cut my own, we received all of the scripts in advance. We received like the first 4 or something like that, I guess.
Well, I mean, before we started shooting.
Before we started shooting, we received episodes 1 through 4 or something.
I got like the first 7.
You got the first 7. Well, your call. I'm just teasing. But I received only the first 4 scripts. I didn't know that either. I'm heartbroken. And so when I read that and it said T-Dog cuts himself, I'm like, wait a minute, how deep is that cut? T-Dog, where are you? T-Dog, where? Oh, you're on page 57. Good. We did it. So yeah, I've read it. Every episode. What's that? Never leave. Thank you.
Do you worry about that, my son? No, not.
Well, I mean, we usually get the call like 2 episodes before we shoot it. Like Madison didn't. She got called like 2 episodes before.
Right.
And but yeah, like it is still kind of intimidating that somebody wouldn't call us while we're doing the script.
Yes, it is. Now,
it doesn't bother the shit out of me. I don't give a shit. You know what? I got to guarantee a certain episode, and you know what? I've done TV before. If I have a certain number of episodes, they want to kill me in the first one, good. I get to get paid for doing what I want. That means I can go off down to the computer somewhere, down the floors, and hang out and get a tan. These things are set up many episodes in advance.
Yeah.
And so we do get a little leeway, and it's kind of stopped me yawning. Look at her, she's tired. Poor baby. Yeah, we get a little leeway, and I'm sure that you can get a little do I bite the dust this time around or what? So that's just the way this kind of show is.
My question's for Michael. Can you tell us your experience working on Mallrats with Kevin Smith, other than the stick palm?
Mallrats was one of the first really kind of true kind of comedy that I had gotten to do in my career. Usually, I don't get to play the lover, really. If I'm the lover, I kill the girl afterwards. Or maybe sometimes before. But I enjoyed Mallrats a lot, dude. I mean, the producer convinced me to do it. I thought I was a bit too young to play this chick's dad. And that's just me looking in the mirror going, I'm like, come on, I can't play this girl's dad. She's too hot for me to play her daddy. So I was like trying to convince the producer, I don't think I should do this, And he's trying to convince me I should do it, Jim Jacks. And he's convincing me, he's like, just do it, man, just do it. And I'm like, I don't know. He said, look, we'll gray your hair. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And so they went in to grade my hair. I'll make it fast. They grade my hair. I come out, it's not gray, it's orange. They burnt my scalp, and my hair in the back is falling out. Not fun, not cool. So I go and I knock on the door of the producer. He comes and he answers, and he looks at me. And he's about to have a baby, and I go, I like it. And it's one of these really stinky little hotels where the mirror is like literally on the door, and I look in the door mirror and I go, what do you think? I think it's really cool. I think it's gonna work. And he goes, yeah. I don't like that. It looks good. It's gonna work. And I go, good. I'll see you tomorrow. And I turned around and walked out. But I was pissed. I got to my room, and of course, you saw Mallrats. I immediately shaved my head. And then, when I got up the next morning, it wasn't shaved enough. So I finished shaving it, and I was still pissed. And I don't know, no, probably they put makeup on it by then, by the time we started shooting. But nobody knew. And when I walked on set, I was completely teed off. I was bald, completely bald, with toilet paper I had little blood splatters all over my head. I was so pissed. I nicked myself at least 10 times. And so I'm coming up, I'm walking onto the set, and everybody's going like, and our director looks up from his Game Boy, and he does this. Cool. It was awesome working with him. It was awesome working and doing the comedy. Because on comedy, sometimes you can do stupid, crazy things like that, and it works. Oh, dude. If you're worried about the script and the words, you got the wrong actor. That's all I can say.
Tell them to script supervisor.
Oh, I always do.
Yeah.
I always do. They do come up to me a lot, do they?
Well, no.
What do you say when they do that to you?
Well, I mean, last year, we got away with it. And then we came back and they were all mad at us for doing that. And so Amy, is it Amy Lacey?
Lacey, I think.
Yeah. And like every time we miss a line or change a line, she'd come up.
She was on us.
Yeah. Didn't Norman, like one time Norman, he changed a line and we didn't listen to Amy.
He did what? Norman?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Rita's changing the line? What did he do? What'd she do?
I don't
She smacked his ass.
No.
She did a smackdown on Norman Reedus. I heard about that. I read about that in some sort of fan page. Script supervisor smackdown on Norman Reedus. Change it.
But
no, you know what? Lines do change. Depending on the circumstances, you get onto the set and it's a little different. You have to tweak sometimes. And then you have to tweak. And that's basically what happens. For me, generally they leave a portion of the lines blank and I just add in stuff. Really amazing words and lines.
A lot of your Merle stuff was kind of like improv. A lot of it was.
A lot of stuff is, that's just how I work, and sometimes the situation is, lends itself to it. I know when Norman's got to climb up an embankment that represents some like maybe 30 feet up a hill, and the embankment's only like 8 feet. I gotta stretch it sometimes, so I gotta add stuff like throw your purse away and climb, sissy boy, all kinds of just stuff that I figured that, Merle would have said to Durrell when he was a kid and he was whining because a girl bloodied his nose. He would have said, you would grab him out, smack him around, now get back out there and kick her ass. Stuff like that. Just stuff. Anyway, go ahead. Next question.
Okay, gentlemen, sidebar over here again. And I'm afraid this will have to be the last question.
Oh, no.
We're just getting warmed up.
I know, right?
I'd just like to extend a wonderful recognition for a distinguished panel of guests. Every so often, we're blessed to have this kind of caliber of stars to come to our town. But the show is hot. But you know what? You guys are really hotter in person. And I'd just like to go on record and say,
Thank you. We ain't going to start believing our own press, don't you worry. How's my hair?
I just want to also share with the fact that every so often we get privileged to have people come, and they come and they get to receive the love from Monster-Mania family. But you guys really gave us, it was a two-way win process here today. You guys came prepared, delivered, and once again, I just want to say, this is the kind of love you get when you bring love. Yeah.